Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Lina. Today your host is me, Mr.Ba. In this video, I'm gonna give you some tips about how to improve your IELTS listening score. A little bit about me, I have 8.0 overall in IELTS and 9.0 in listening. So I hope my tips and experience can help you guys in some way. Alright, before we get to IELTS listening, in order to have a higher listening score, you have to improve, first of all, your general listening skills. Among 4 skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, listening, to me, I think it is the easiest skills to learn. Why I think so? Because as you can see, in any language or in any country in the world, when you were young, when you were a baby, the skills that you learned first is listening, right? And listening skills is very easy to improve, and you can improve it mostly by passive learning. You can watch some movies or videos, listen to music, or playing video games. Doing so will automatically improve your listening over the time. But bear in mind that it will take a very long time to improve if you only depend on passive learning like that. In order to do that, you have to expose yourself in English as much as possible. Just treat it as one of your hobbies and don't think it very seriously, otherwise it might feel stressful or cumbersome. Alright? And when you watch movies, make sure that you watch it in English. Don't watch Vietnamese voiceover movies or Vietnamese dubbing movie. But what about you listen to music and you watch movie a lot, but you don't actually understand what they say, especially without the subtitles? So that means you have problem in your vocabulary and pronunciation. This is where active learning come in. You have to study more vocabulary, you have to practice pronunciation, you have to know how to tell apart different sounds, how to get the correct stress or intonation in the sentence or in the word, and know how to use linking sounds and contraction. Other than that, you should study some basic grammar rules like 5 basic tenses, passive voice, conditional sentence, and relative clause. Alright, so when you improve your general listening, now we move to IELTS listening skills. First of all, you have to know and understand the format of the tests. So there are 4 types of questions you will often encounter in IELTS listening, including content completion, map labeling, matching, and multiple choice. For me, the content completion is the easiest one to do. Basically, just fill in the blank. You will have to write exactly what you hear. Next is the map labeling. It might be tricky for some students, but you just need to follow the instruction. Next is the matching. I think it is the hard part because all of the questions and the answer are all paraphrased. And last but not least, the multiple choice. And for me, this one is the hardest part because all of the information is paraphrased. Tip number 2, you have to read through the question whenever possible to make sure you understand the questions fully. For the content completion, try to guess what could be the answer before you actually listened. So this will make you aware of the answer when it comes and you know when to expect the information. You can use the surrounding words of that blank to guess the word form of the answer. For the map exercise, you should look carefully at everything to make sure you understand the layout of the map because all of the information in the map can be mentioned. For matching exercise, you have to read in order to understand all the listed answers. And for multiple choice questions, you have to read through the question and all the answer as well to understand everything. So overall, my tip here for you is to read in advance and try to understand the question and the answers before you listen. Tip number 3, try to focus 100% when you listen. Because if you distract for just a second, you will lose the information. And in IELTS test, the information is only mentioned once. So you have to be very concentrated on the test. You can also use the elimination method for the multiple choice answer or matching question if you are not sure. Some people find it beneficial when they take notes, but for me, I don't think it helps because I think my handwriting is slow. So when I note it down what I heard, I will miss the next information. So that doesn't work for me. So I think taking note depends on each individual. Tip number 4 is utilizing the Cambridge for IELTS books. So how do you do it? There will be 4 steps to do this. Step number 1, just do the test. Okay, so you listen and do the test, answer the question while you're listening. Step number 2, listen the second time, but only the part that you missed or you don't understand or you're not fully sure that your answer is correct. But at this time, don't count it in your score. At step 3, if you cannot hear a certain part, even though you have listened to that part over and over again, now the transcript will come in handy. With that, you can look up the new words, new vocabulary that makes you confused. At step 4, the final step, listen once more, once last time, and make sure you understand the whole conversation, or at least the most important parts. Tip number 5, practice, practice, practice. Okay, you have to practice intensively before you do the actual test. For me, when I practice, I often did 1 test per day. That helped me to get familiar with the speed and the format of the test. And tip number 6, the last tip, is trust your instinct. Okay, so you should trust your ear. More often than not, when I write down my answer and then I reconsider that answer and I fix it, and the second answer was often wrong and my first one was usually correct. So you should believe in yourself and believe in your ears. You should keep your first answer unless you know for sure that information was a trap. Okay, that's it for today. I hope these tips can help you improve your IELTS listening scores. So if you like this video, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to English with Lina channel for more useful videos. Okay, bye bye for now.